We let college football week 0 sneak by. Week 1 ain't getting by us. Picks, predictions. This is Money Pop Betting. Hey guys, this is your favorite neighborhood gambler, Moss Money. Thanks for clicking on my video. If you're into gambling, if you're into winning money at gambling, hell, if you love talking Eagles, this is the channel and the videos for you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and enjoy the shows. Hey, welcome everybody to a new season of Money Pot Betting. This is the flagship show. I'm your host. I'm your CEO. They call me Moss Money. And of course, I got my right-hand man with me representing Del State. Stand up. Be humble. What's up, bro?
We back, man. Season is officially here.
Yes, sir.
Excited. Starting with the kickoff of college football. We got a taste of it last weekend. Well, week 0, week 1 officially starts tomorrow. And these Hornets, as laid on my cap right now, got an in-state rival versus Delaware.
Yeah.
That spread is pretty high, boys, but we better come and play, man.
As long as we've been betting together, bro, you ain't never bet on Del State.
It's hard.
I ain't never seen you ever even talk
it's
about
hard, man. It's hard, man. It's hard too.
Never in your wildest dreams you betting on Del State.
Well, I did bet Del State last year when they went to Hawaii.
Did you?
Yes, I did, and they covered. I think it was like the same. It was like plus 32 or 31, I think it was. And they covered. So yeah, and we right back at it again with
Shout out
big line. So we'll see what happens.
Shout out to the Hornets. Well, if you guys are new to the channel and you're watching this for this first time, we go through the top games that we like to bet. We also keep a running log of how we bet and how we do, so we stay honest, not only with ourselves, but you as the viewer. Because the point of this is to show you how we use sports betting as a side hustle, how we put a couple extra bucks in our pocket, hopefully throughout the whole season. And it's tough, but we do it year in, year out. Check the record, check the videos. I would never tell a lie to anybody I didn't know or anybody I do know. I'm an honest guy. At least I think I'm an honest guy. But still, proof is in the pudding. You can't lie about the numbers and, just check the record. So without further ado, let's bring up the handy dandy sports book. I'm going to be using, I think, DraftKings today. We do have some breaking news with some sponsorships coming, with some other sports books that we're dealing with. Once I get that straightened out, that paperwork all straightened out, we will get to it with that. All right. Like the homie said, games start tomorrow. Let me zoom in so we get a good look at what we're talking about here. You know what? I'm such a nice guy, bro. I'll give you the floor. Anything you got cooking tomorrow?
So let's first iron out week 1s. Week 1s is usually a light week for me because you have you either have really, really good matchups, and it'll be a few of those, maybe no more than about really like 8 to 10 good matchups, and the rest will be warm-up games for a lot of these big schools. So you got big spreads between them. So week 1 is kind of a stay away a little bit, see what I got to feel, see what I was thinking in the off season, if it's going to play out on what I see on the television set that Saturday. And then we really get after it in week 2. But I do have a few that's lined up for this week that I thought I can see a little bit of an edge. If we're starting about tomorrow, I don't really have a play on it, but I do like the game. Okay. Just to give somebody some action if they feeling a little tricky for tomorrow because it's opening day for most part. And that's Nebraska-Cincinnati game. This game is going to be at Kansas City and Arrowhead Stadium. Okay. Which is not a far distance from Nebraska. So you're going to get a lot of Cornhuskers heading down that way to Kansas City. And I'm sure they're going to be really, really loud in that building. We know Kansas City is one of the largest stadiums on that platform. Cincinnati got to travel a little bit further. And my thing is this: 6.5 seems like it's a lot of points And I do believe that, but I like this Matt Rule team. It's his third year coming back. You got Dylan Raiola on his second year coming back. And I just don't think the Bearcats have changed. They teetered really bad last year to kind of close that season. And then they're bringing pretty much the same team back, offense and defensively. So not too many changes. Where Nebraska, you're kind of going to get a little bit more improvement under Matt Rule. So we know how good of a coach Matt Rule can be, especially once he start building his team the way he wants it to be. And I got a little more faith in Dylan Raiola to kind of handle business here. So if you want to, have some action tomorrow, I think I would lean Nebraska here. Pretty much a home game for them. The line is 6.5. If you want to throw them in a teaser, that might be helpful too to kind of get you to an even number. But it's more of a lean. I might pull a trigger later on in the evening tomorrow to see how I'm feeling. But like I said, week zeros, week ones are usually the light weeks. But this is a lean for somebody that want to kind of have some information going into the season.
Yeah, no, I like what you said in the very beginning about sticking to your strategy in your discipline in terms of how you bet coming into the season. You're a light better coming in week 0 and week 1. You've been doing that for years, and I've kind of followed suit, and I've gone off the rails and bet a lot. So, no, I completely agree with you. We're looking at week 1. There are a lot of crazy matchups, though, in week 1.
Yeah, good football.
We'll definitely get to them. But to your point, these teams have been in spring ball. They're lining up for the first time, especially with the transfer portal the way it is as well. A lot of new faces with some teams with some continuity as well. So really interesting week to bet. And again, only bet where you feel you have an edge or where you feel you have a take. It's really tough to kind of get a feel of where these teams are going to be, especially week 1. So, always be on the lookout for that. And then also those bigger spreads are interesting. They usually hit because those bigger teams are playing, whether it be an FCS team or just a really low FBS team, just to kind of kick off their season and get things going. It's like it's for the bread, right? These teams come in because they get paid to get their ass whooped. So definitely agree with that. I have no take on the Cincy Nebraska game. I have no feel for it. So, but I'm not mad at the take. I was looking for my strategy for week 1 was looking at how many of these teams, especially with the portal, have returning players coming back. What's that continuity? Have these players been playing with each other, or they're still trying to figure out new coaching, new head, new playbook, et cetera, et cetera? That's where I feel like my takes were, and that's where they'll lean to, and I'll talk about that in a second. But I did forget, because it's 2025, a couple new rule changes that I thought were important to talk about was, first and foremost, no more fake injuries. It's a flag.
Yeah.
Now, fake injuries to slow people, where people would go injuries, or you would see players go down, to slow the clock or whatever, or get more time, et cetera, et cetera. That's now a flag. No more defensive distractions, meaning when you used to be able to come up and run up to the line and kind of fake like you're going to blitz or something to that nature to get the offensive player to go off sides. That's now a flag. This one I don't like. Loose ball. The loose ball is now being seen as a defensive player. And what I mean by that is, if you're running for a fumble and you're jumping for the ball, you're now considered a defenseless player, and that is now going to be flagged. I don't know how the hell they're going to call that. It's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because when there's the ball on the ground, everybody's jumping for the ball. So how do you know who's a defenseless player or not? Unless it's really late, right, where he's got the ball,
like piling on the power or something like that.
Fouls or something like that. But if we're both or 3 or 4 people are going for the ball, which is a very likely scenario, I don't understand how the refs are going to do that. So
like a scrum.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. And then the last one, which I really, really like, and I think is the best one of them all, is they're getting rid of all the guns, shooting, and all the celebrations now will be considered unsportsmanlike conduct fouls, which I think it is. It's football. This ain't the streets. There ain't no reason for you to clack. You know what I mean? Up there, like do something else. Get creative. You know what I mean? There's no reason why you're pointing like a gun and shooting at people on the football field. That shit is stupid to me. So, like stop it. It's just dumb. All right. For my first bet, it's actually right here in front of me, man. Boise State in South Florida. Now, I think this line is not being valued enough, and I think it's been getting bet down via South Florida. I got to double check where this line open, but you know, when you think of Boise State, you think of Genty, right? That's who you're thinking about. They lost, but what you don't know, or what you might do know, I'm not 100% sure, is that they're returning, I believe, 4 all Mountain West first team players: quarterback, defensive end, linebacker, and offensive tackle. So what I'm looking at this one is that I know I was looking up in some research. South Florida lost their first ever 1,000-yard receiver last year. So I'm just thinking to myself, and then the next guy up was a true freshman last year, and now he's coming back. He's going to be the lead person, but he only had 300, 400 yards. Now, obviously, that's going to go up. I can't predict what he's going to do, but to me, man, I don't know, man. I think there's not enough. I don't think there's enough respect for Boise State because Genty's not there, and I get it. Genty, he finished second, right, in Heisman? Genty
Sure
finished
did.
Heisman. Yeah. 27 or 30 or 40 yards from the all record. We're talking about a generational player. I get it, right? I get it. But they're returning a lot of players. And I think this team is going to be a little bit better than what people are giving them credit for. I know South Florida can be tough, but, yo, man, I'm laying the points here. I think Boise State wins this game by a touchdown.
Okay.
I think Boise State can get this done and get this in within a touchdown. Give me the 5.5. I'm going against probably a lot of folks that are on the other side here. But, yeah, man, I like Boise State to win this one. I like Boise State to cover. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't cover. Give me the minus 5.5. I think they have enough of their starters and their players coming back where South Florida is not going to be able to keep up in this game.
Yeah, I didn't even take a look at that game. I kind of glossed over it because there were some changes, but you did hit on some big things as far as some of the veterans that are coming back that were really elite in the Mountain West. South Florida, you know, sometimes they'll surprise you. I haven't heard any noise from South Florida, and you did do some digging on, them losing one of their number one receivers. I don't mind that. I would have to kind of look into it a little bit more too, and I might be trailing right behind you on that.
I just think that Boise State, coming off a great season, an amazing season last year, and they only lost really 2 impact players. Now, one of them is like maybe you got to count that maybe 2 or 3x, right? Because he was everything for them, and I get that, but they've been playing all spring. They know that he's not there, and they knew he was going to leave. So I think they have enough to beat South Florida at South Florida. I think this is in the Tampa Bay Stadium, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what that stadium is. Is it Raymond Memorial or something like that? I think it's something like that, down there. So, give me Boise State, man.
Sound good.
All right.
Let's move to Friday.
Oh, you got some games Friday, dog? Oh, shit.
Let's move to Friday. Friday Night Lights.
Friday. You don't want another part of this plus this Delaware State? You don't want no
we're gonna watch. We're gonna watch.
We're gonna watch not that money line plus 5,000. No.
See, but I seen that. What is it? What's the line at now here? 20 something?
29.5.
Yeah, open up at like 31. So there's some money coming on Del State, baby.
The Hornets.
We believe in Deshaun Jackson is what we're saying right
Hornets.
Now. So let's go to Friday though. You know where we're going. You know where we're going on Friday night.
Oh, we're going Friday night.
We're going to the lights in Big Boulder.
Ooh.
We're going to test the wheels.
I'm on this game too, boy. Tell me what you got.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
We're gonna pay our respect to Coach Prime. You know,
Is Prime
thank
gonna be on the
you.
sideline
I don't know. I don't got any
with the
insight
health
on that
scare?
if he's gonna be on there. I'm hoping he's gonna be on the sideline, and I'm hoping everything be back to normal. You know, I think we're all grateful that he's in better health than he was over the summertime. I think that's a good look for the team.
Tell me the truth.
But what's a bad look for the team? What's a bad look for the team?
Yes, it is.
Is that Georgia Tech is coming to town, and they always bring their pill caps. I'm sorry, their hard hats and their pill. What is the pill lunchbox? The pill box lunchbox.
Yeah, lunchbox. Yep.
So, and it's just one of these games. I like the short line here. I think is at 4. Is that thing showing at 4?
4.5.
4.5. I like to buy a point here. So this is what I'm looking at. The first thing is Shedeur Sanders is gone. Obviously, he's a Cleveland Brown. You have the Heisman champion, and Travis Hunter is now down there in Jacksonville. Those are two of the biggest productive pieces that Colorado has had. Now who's inserted into that replacement for Shedeur Sanders? Caden Salters, big time player, very unique, can throw the ball downfield, really fast, can move out the pocket. So he's no slouch. He's experienced out of Liberty University. We've seen what he's able to do there in Liberty. I think the stats say 77 touchdowns in his career, 56 passing, 21 rushing. So he's an athlete.
Surprising though, he beat out the kid.
Well, the kid's a young kid, and that's when you got somebody like this coming in at Caden and has the belief in Coach Prime. And I think Coach Prime is saying nothing but great things about him. I think, and I quote, Caden is unbelievable.
That's just Prime talking though. That's Prime preaching.
Yeah, but I think if you get Prime's confidence, I think that's a big thing. So I think
it ain't no Shedeur.
Right.
It ain't no Shedeur.
We will see.
It ain't no Shedeur. It ain't no because so the quarterback that I'm talking about, I think was he out of Florida? Was he out of Florida runner? But wasn't he the number 1 quarterback, Julian Lewis?
Yes, I think he was like one of the top. Oh, I don't know if he's number 1.
He's top 3. I think he was top 3.
Number 1 went to Michigan, right?
Yeah,
he was in the top, though.
I think it was definitely top 3. But I was surprised when they named Sultan the starter, because I was like, oh, I thought Julian Lewis was that guy. Because to me, if I'm Julian Lewis, I came here to play. Right? I claim to Colorado play. Your son's not here. I came to play and to compete. Like, what am I doing here?
Maybe he did can play and compete, and the boy Caden is just that guy. And that's the thing, that's the thing about college football, and that's what we're going to start losing is the earnship of players. I'm happy Prime is true to his, and he said, hey, we cutting you a check, but you still got to wait your turn, or you just ain't like. That's what's happening now. So these kids coming out of high school that are projected to be these great players, especially at the quarterback position, is going to get all this money. And then say they get to the university, it's plenty of times that these kids ain't ready. You know what I mean? And then you got to play them because what? Boosters unpaid $8 million for them to go here. And that's not like, now we're looking at a professional league, and it's going to start trickling down to the impact of college football, because you ain't gonna be just sitting out here paying all this kid all his money and he ain't gonna pay. He ain't gonna play.
Exactly.
But hopefully you have some coaches that's gonna be true to who they are, and they don't give a shit about who's talking to them above, and they're gonna do the best for their team and not just put in a player because of all the other politics behind it. But anyway, back to this game. I just like Georgia Tech here on the road. I think the coach got these guys prepared. You have a 6-year senior still playing football in Haynes King, and we know that Haynes King can ball out. He's returning for his 3rd season at Georgia Tech as a starter.
Yep.
After leading his team into consecutive winning seasons, which hasn't been done since Clemson and AAC. So we're looking at a very, and I think last year Haynes King got hurt mid-season that kind of hampered them throughout the rest of the year. So Haynes King being back full healthy, he's a dual threat, can throw the ball, can run the football. I think it's going to cause problems. But most importantly, I think Colorado's still going to have problems up front. And that Georgia Tech O-line, Georgia Tech defensive front, they are vicious, and they're going to get after it. I think that line is at 4.5. I would buy a point here. I originally got it at 3.5, so I bought a point down to get to 2.5. So it already went up a point. I'm going to stick with my number here at 3.5. If you want to I think Georgia Tech actually goes in and wins by at least 10. I think they control the time on the clock.
Yep.
I think you'll be you have a big adjustment with the losses of Shador and Travis, and it's going to take some time for Colorado to kind of jump on board. Will there be hype in the building? Will it be noisy? Georgia Tech has played in big time games. They played in Death Valley. You can't get no louder than that year in and year out. I like Georgia Tech here. Ground and pound, control the ball game, win by at least more than 10 points. Maybe like a 24-14-ish, could be maybe 31-21, something like that. 10-point game. Give me Georgia Tech on the road to open up their season. Yeah, man, that's my play. Okay, you with it?
Oh, I'm with it. I'm with it now. So I've been switching back and forth on this bet because I don't know if I want to take the line, but what I really think is that in this particular case, the loss of not only Shador is going to be felt, but Hunter is going to be felt extremely bad in this one. Even though I know that they are returning their starting corner. Or one of their starting corners, I think his name is DJ. What's his last name? DJ. Colorado. DJ, is it McKinley? I think it's DJ something. I forget his name out there in Colorado. But they're returning some players, right? They got their big guy up front in Seton. Yeah, it is DJ McKinley for Colorado in terms of the secondary. But he ain't no Hunter. And I mean, Hunter broke a record of how much he didn't come off the field. And his impact was felt offensively, defensively, special teams. You just can't replace that. And you can't replace it with two guys. That is a special talent.
You know what's even crazy that I don't think get credit? I don't want to cut you off. I apologize.
Yeah.
Is that what you just said? He didn't come off the field. And he did that at altitude. Like nobody talks about him being in Colorado where there is thin air there, and he just he's a beast, man. He's a beast, man.
Yeah, like he didn't get tired. So when you have a player like that, or you have the convenience of that type of player, like you got to figure out how to come up with something else to combat that or replace that, and you really just can't. And I think Deion's going to find that out here. So I actually like the Georgia Tech team total over. I think Georgia Tech's going to be able to score here because I don't have any faith in Colorado's defense. It really wasn't that good last year.
What's the line? About 22 and a half?
So it's 20. I like it at 27 and a half.
27 and a half.
Right? Give me a. You don't think Georgia Tech can't score a touchdown or quarter?
I think they're going to be able to control the game. I think, you might get a little tired at the second half because they are at altitude. So you might, but I did say between either it's going to be 24-14 or 31-21. So that 31 gets you over there.
Yeah, so I was looking at the side, but I was like, I don't know what Colorado's defense is going to look like. So, and then and you're losing Hunter, and I think they lost a linebacker too. I think their leading tackler.
Yeah, he left. He transferred to Alabama, right?
Yeah, he transferred to Bama. So I mean, you're talking about your two biggest impact players on defense are gone.
Yep. And
you're gonna replace it with what? Yep. So I mean, going to play for Deion is great, but it wasn't like they were really that. I mean, they were decent last year. They went 9-4. They got to a bowl game, but I mean, there was some holes, some big time holes, and you had premium players, NFL players on that team. Now you got none. Yeah, give me Georgia Tech
Let's go, baby.
To run up score. They might get 28 by halftime, dog.
Yeah, and I was also looking at the first half, so I might take the first half just because I think they'll be able to kind of get out there and kind of set the tone. It's just hard when you got, the question mark is up front for Colorado, and we know what Georgia Tech is going to be bringing. They're going to be bringing their hard helmets, and they're going to be ready to go, especially up in the front line. That's why I think they're going to be able to control the football game. It's going to cause Colorado to kind of press and then it's going to probably have kind of Salters trying to do a little too much. But we'll see, man. I do really like. I think that's one of my best plays. Georgia Tech. I was able to get on a little bit early at minus 2.5. Just bought a point. So
no,
I got it.
Man, I love the Georgia Tech bet. You know what I mean? I circled that one right away. Colorado just lost too much, and they lost premium players and NFL type players and premium players. Regardless of what you think about Shedeur, regardless of where Shedeur got drafted, when you line him up with everybody else that was drafted in that class, to me, he was a top 3 quarterback. Wherever you want to put him, he was a top 3 quarterback. You know what I mean? So talent-wise. So you lose that, and then you lose a Heisman Trophy winner and a generational talent. Come on, man. I feel like that's cookies, dog. I feel like that's milk and cookies. All right. Saturday, where the slate gets really interesting. Let's start it off with probably the biggest game of the day, and that's the Texas Longhorns going against the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Big game. Archie
Manning gets the start, gets the reins, going against what's homeboy's name? What did they name as a starter? Ohio State.
Oh, he's a freshman, Julian Sane.
Yeah, there you go. Got to get these names down. All these new players and moves and stuff. I honestly don't have a bet on this game. This is a just watch game for me. I know some people are on Ohio State. I know some people are on Texas. I think the professional bettors are backing actually Texas in this one, if I'm not mistaken. I believe the way that the FBS is going to look at this is that you could lose this game and still make the playoffs.
For sure.
So because it's game 1.
Yeah.
So, and they feel that Ohio State's crowd is not going to be as big as it would be if Ohio State had a later game. I think Ohio State was trying to get the later 8:00 game. I forget who's in that slot. We'll find out. I forget. It might be Clemson that might have that slot. But I think they were trying to get the later game to get that crowd, and they're not going to have it. So for those factors, a lot of professional bettors and handicappers that I've seen that have spoke are on the Texas side and are taking the money line here. Man, you got a lot of stars, a lot of players, a lot of top players in this game. The Jeremiah Smiths, the Anthony Hills, the Caleb Downs. I think who's the Colin Simmons. That's his name. Yeah. Colin Simmons. I mean, you got a lot of NFL talent here in this game. Whew. I mean, this one's a tough one for me to call. You would think you would lean home dog, like the home team here, playing with the Ohio State. They're returning 9 starters, the same as Texas. So, man, I'm not sure which way to go. To me, this game is a true coin flip.
Yeah, I'm on this game actually. This is a big game, one of the biggest games to start off in a long time. The 1 versus 3.
Yep.
To start week 1, you usually don't get that. And obviously the defending national champions. And then it's funny because then you got the number 1 team in the country in Texas that was voted preseason number 1, playing number 3 seeded, and then they open as an underdog. So it's kind of strange that the number 1 team in the nation is an underdog in their first week. So it's weird. It's like, well, then are they the number 1 team in the country?
Right, facts.
No, so the numbers don't make
any sense. People on Ohio State. I mean, it's Ohio. To me, it's an Ohio State line.
Right, and it should be. I just can't get there with a side. I actually lean the points here, or I would take money line for Texas here, only because you have a little bit of experience at the quarterback position with Manning. Obviously, the son of one of the grandsons of the great Manning, Archie Manning, and nephews of Elon and Peyton.
Yeah, he's been in the program through. People don't understand. He's been in the program for years.
Correct. So this is his time.
He knows the offense for sure.
Correct. So I think he's stepping in, and when he did step in for those 2 games last year, he really did a good job. And they weren't Ohio State's defense. So you got 2 huge defensive clashes coming on television on Saturday morning to kind of start.
When you say that right there, not to cut you off, should we be looking at the under?
Well, I think you're giving away my play, but
that's
where I was kind of getting to is that I just want to kind of get a breakdown of the game and who you got. You got a freshman quarterback.
My bad.
And you got
I'll shut up now.
It's all good. I don't mind it. I was just gonna give the breakdown of why I'm leaning this way, or why I'm actually making this pick.
Yeah.
You got a freshman quarterback that's coming in, a redshirt freshman. Obviously, you got a redshirt that's going to have to kind of come in and handle business. You do have an electric Jeremiah Smith that's going to be able to make things easier for him. But now I don't know about against that defense. And Texas has a great defense. Ohio State follows that with a great defense. Probably the best defensive player on the field, and Caleb Downs. Texas has one of the strongest young defensive ends in Colin Smith. And that's where the question mark is going to lie on Ohio State, is their offensive front. I want to say they said about 14 of that playoff team and champion team went pro. So that's a lot of pieces they got to replace. Yeah. A good amount of that was on the offensive line. I think Texas has that advantage on the up front. I think it's going to be a battle up front. So what I like is the under 48. I also like the first half under. I think it's going to be a little tough sledding for these 2 young quarterbacks against this elite defenses to kind of get the ball in the box to get 7. So you might have a tight game early, and I would go, even if you can do it or double down and do first half, full game totals under. You can probably get a nice parlay that way, or you can split it up however you want to do it. But I like both unders, under 48 and first half under. I would jump on it early before it drops by about 47.5.
Yeah, so for DraftKings, you might have to shop around here. It's already dropped 47.5.
See?
And then the first half is under that key number of 24, and that's on 23.5. So, yeah, you guys got to shop around for that. That's where I was kind of leaning to when I was thinking about this game, is the under, because the defenses are really strong here. I think, Manning, because he's been in the program for 3 years, because he's paid his dues so far, being the good backup, being when his number's called, stepping up and actually getting plays. I think that he was born for this moment, right? Like, he was just born for this moment. The moment's not going to be too big. I think the butterflies should be there, like any other person and any other player.
Team, yeah.
Because now it's his team, and the pressure's really on now because of, what your last name is. But also, you've been doing this your whole life. You've been told you're the guy your whole life. So, this shouldn't be anything really different. Get hold on. What's the first quarter?
Yeah, I didn't look at the first
under
quarter.
might be nice. I think that first quarter under might be really nice at 9.5. I kind of like that play.
It's 9.5.
It's 9.5.
Yeah, they should probably.
I can see somebody scoring. Like, I don't see 10. I see either both teams score or one team doesn't. Like, I mean, like, I don't see the, I don't see them. I don't know. Now that I think about it, like, I see Archie being able to keep drives alive because of his legs, third and short and things like that. But it's not like, we're going to be throwing 40, 50-yard bombs
right
on the field. Now, like you said, arguably the best player in football, maybe not arguably, but really the best player in football in Jeremiah Smith. Now, he could do that. But, they bracket him say somebody else beat us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm going to lean here with the under first quarter. Might take some action there. Love it at plus money.
Yeah, I like that. I like that on the 9. Sad that we missed that 1 point. Probably could have got at 10.
Yeah, I wonder what it opened at. If it opened at 10.5, that would have been beautiful. Probably would have been, if it opened at 10.5, probably would have been -1. I mean, 110's fine, 114 or whatever. There's a lot of tax on some of these plays, man. -108, 112, and stuff.
Yep.
And it's early too. We're recording this one on a Wednesday. This game is Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So
this we better jump on it, guys.
Yeah, this is definitely early action, and books are, books are building in, some of the things that we're talking about into their lines for sure. All right, so yeah, top game of the day more than likely. Let's keep going down the Saturday list here. Trying to think what's the next game that okay. We are.
Oh, you going up north?
We going up north. We are Penn State, and I think this team is stacked. They returned damn near everyone except for Carter, who was third pick in the draft. But I'm not saying they're replacing Carter, but like typical Penn State, they do have somebody right behind them in terms of a decent defensive end, and Dennis Sutton, who did get benefit for Abdul Carter being on the other side and had 8.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, probably a top 30 player in all of college football. So, but to that point, I mean, Penn State is up there with one of, many of returning over 14 starters.
Yeah.
Especially damn near everybody on offense. The whole offensive line down there is coming back.
Minus Tyler Warren.
And all your skill positions are back. And then Heisman candidate Drew Aller is back as well. So the reason why I went this game is because Nevada sucks, and Nevada's been sucking for a long fucking time. Pause. So what I did on this one is give me the first half, man. Minus 27.5. I think that Penn State gets out early. I wouldn't be surprised if Penn State scores 21 points in the first quarter. Speaking of that, I'll take a look at that first quarter bet as well. This is not a team that needs to figure it out offensively. This team knows who they are. They're returning their whole offense. Defense might need some time to figure out a little bit, but there's a lot of players on that team that played on last year. They lose their impact player, a top 5 player in terms of college football, in terms of the NFL draft. That's always going to take a hit, but it's not like Nevada's going to take advantage of that. Like it's fucking Nevada. You know what I mean? What was Nevada's? Let me hold on. Let me see if I can find it. What was Nevada's record last year? Let me see. Where was Nevada? Nevada Wolfpack. 0-7. I'm sorry, no, 3-10. 0-7 in conference play. Come on, man.
Trash.
Give me that first half. Minus 27. Love it. First quarter, minus 11.5. Don't love it, but Nevada ain't going. When you look at first quarter,
could look at team total under for Nevada too.
I looked at it, but it was too juiced up. It was like minus 171, under 7.5
for the full game.
For the full game.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't think Nevada's going to score. I don't think Nevada's going to score. And in Happy Valley, man, come on, man. And then what is Penn State's number 2, right? Ranked second?
I don't think they're 2.
I'm not mistaken. I think they're 2. I think Penn State is ranked second in the nation. They're going to be hype as hell down there. They're going to bust Nevada's ass. Like Penn State might get the ball 3 or 4 times in the first quarter. because Nevada ain't going to be able to do shit.
That could
Defensive
be true.
touchdown. Like, what's Nevada going to do? I don't even need to look at who came back from Nevada because I
They
don't
are number
care.
two. Number two, yep.
I don't care who came back from Nevada. I know who came back for Penn State. That's what I know. I know Nevada. Nevada went 3-10 last year. I can't go back even more. I guarantee they probably went 2-11 last year. The year before that. So, give me Penn State. Give me first half. I absolutely love this bet, bro. I think they might get 21. If they get 21 points, this is one of them games where they might get 21 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's a tough. That's going to be a tough uphill game for Nevada coming across the country. Going into Happy Valley, opening day.
It's a bad spot for Nevada.
I think they added more seats there. Or are they still under construction there at Happy Valley? But either way, I like your play. I think they definitely get 30 in the first half. The line might get a little tricky because maybe they may not, start taking their starters out. The thing is that Penn State don't slow down. Even when they take their starters out, they still attack and still try to score. So you might get there, but I like your first half attack on that. You get under the key number of 28. So that's just 4 touchdowns, 4 scores. And I think they do start off fast because I think these guys want to get off the field as fast as possible so they can kind of get ready for their season. They got one of the easiest schedules on, all season. So,
but and not even it's going to be firing on all cylinders. They're not figuring shit out.
True.
Their whole offense is back.
Yeah.
So, I wonder what that team total is. Because if it's in the 30s. Like, that might be another bet. Let me check that out real quick.
Is what in the 30s?
If Penn State's in the 30s.
Well, it's probably going to be like 35 and a half, 36.
Oh, never mind. They got these jokers scoring 50. Let's just say 49 and a half.
But the line don't make sense, though.
49 and a half.
What's the team total for Nevada?
7.5.
But the spread is what?
The spread is 43 and a half. Total is 56 and a half.
Yeah. Penn State gets the 50.
They get the 50. They definitely get the 50. It's just question is Nevada get a late touchdown or not. I don't think they do. I don't think they score. I think this is a 50 burger. 50-0.
Damn.
Right? Is the money worth it, y'all?
There you go.
I mean, is the money worth? Like, sooner or later, some of these teams, like, what do you do with the money? You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody like y'all be playing these top 5 teams, top 10 teams every year. Like, what do y'all do with the money? I mean, because that shit ain't working with the program. I'll tell you that. Shit not helping at all. All right. Anything else? I'm on the LSU Clemson game. Anything before that for you?
Nope. I'm on the same game, so we can go there.
Oh, okay. All right. Man, this is a first. It's been a while since we've been on some of these games together. LSU at Clemson, Tigers versus Tigers, -3.5. Another big game, top ranked game coming in. When I was doing some research on this, man, I was looking. I remember the conversation about Debo and what he did in terms of the portal and what he does. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This shit looks like this shit is paying off because he created a culture, and he always has. But he's created a culture. They are second in the whole nation in terms of returning starters. They have 16 returning starters.
Yeah.
Coming back. And not even that. That defensive line is getting back to Clemson defense. That defensive line is absolutely silly. If I'm not mistaken, they got 2 guys in the top 15 in terms of defensive line. Peter Woods, absolute monster last year, 32 tackles, 8.5 sacks. I got this Joan Peg, bro. I got stats for you. I mean, and then I think they had a true freshman last year. Who was it? Simmons? Was it Simmons? Who was the
Walker? TJ Walker?
Was it Walker? I thought they had 2 defensive linemen, and the other one had like 11 sacks last year.
Yeah, you got two D linemen is TJ Walker and Pete Woods.
Okay, yeah. TJ, is it TJ Parker?
Walker.
It's Walker. It's not Parker. Okay, yeah. And then they got the corner, Terrell.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then Klubnik is back. They got some receivers coming back. Got some offensive line coming back. I mean, they earned every bit of that. I think the rank number 4, preseason number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 3.5, total over 57.5. Man, I like the Tigers in this game, bro.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. This is a very interesting matchup, because there's so much similarities between the team. They both are Tigers. So you say you got the Tigers. Which Tigers you got?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Both of the Tigers, both play in Death Valley. They both stadiums are called Death Valley. But I'm here for the home team for sure. This is one of my max plays here. And once again, it's just because it's up front. The up front between Clemson returning 4 starting offensive linemen, and also having 2 NFL top picks on our defensive line. That's the trenches right there, right? So
that's where college football is won.
Correct. So LSU is going to have a hard time. Yes, they both have experienced quarterbacks. Cade Klubnik is up for the Heisman coming up shortly, potentially same for LSU's quarterback. Is it Nesmeyer?
Garrett Nussmeier,
right? Yeah. So they're both really good quarterbacks, over 3,800 yards last season. I think Nesmeyer had like 4,000 plus. I mean, they get after it, but the biggest downturn for LSU is that they lose a lot with the transition of their offensive line. I think Will Campbell got drafted last year. That's a big loss for them. And to your point, Clemson has returned everybody. So yeah, this is, and then don't forget, Brian Kelly can't win opening games. He just can't. They haven't won an opening game since 2019. That's a long time ago to not win your opener. And I know those openers for LSU are usually big games, but come on, my guy. And now you got to go into Death Valley in South Carolina.
It's a bad matchup. I actually think it's a bad matchup because I mean, typically you remember LSU like the Chases, the Jeffersons, like they don't got no receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're all young receivers, but none of them is that standout LSU receiver that we're used to seeing. So
yeah, I'm really not even worried about that because I don't think it's going to matter who's out there because it's just going to be too much up front. It's the trenches game. So unless they're able to establish a running game against that Clemson front, and let's not forget Clemson made the playoffs last year and won, right? They beat SMU. They beat SMU, yep. Right? Went 7-1, I think, to close out the season and brought back the same team. So LSU, they're gonna have a rough time here. I love the line being short. I think it got up to 4. Now it's back down to 3.5. I'm buying a point to 2.5 to get under the key number. I'm hammering it.
Let me see. 2.5 line is here. Yeah, you're gonna for DraftKings at least you're gonna pay minus 152. You can find and shop around and find a line.
Even if you go to 3, I would go to 3 just in case you need to push.
I don't think they got that hook booked in. It's booked. Everything is a hook. There ain't no even numbers on DraftKings, man. That shit is wild. But I completely agree with you. I like the line here. I got a little parlay cooking up at the end. Yeah, Clemson is definitely part of it.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, but no, I love the play here as well.
Go Tigers.
Which one? All right, let's keep it moving.
I already know where we're going next.
Oh, we're yeah?
We're
Where we
going
going?
3
We
for
got
3
Saturday. Let me see. Let me see.
on
What
Sunday.
Are we going to rate the side? Do I got another Saturday game? Hold up. Hold on now. Let me see what else is on this Saturday slate. Late night. You might be right, doggy. Yup, right. What you got? We going to Miami?
You know we're going to Miami. You know we're going to Miami. We're going to love these short numbers because because Vegas don't know who is who yet so early, so you can really jump on these numbers early.
Facts.
I'll let you kick it off, and then I'll follow up.
Yeah. So I like here right now. We got Notre Dame at Miami -2.5. I know Miami's getting a lot of love here in terms of their play, but I mean, we got one of the most dynamic running backs we've seen in a while. Well, not dynamic, but one of the more bell cow running backs, Jeremiah Love, with Notre Dame, 1,200 yards last year, 19 touchdowns, and then not even with that, the thing that I think is the matchup problem here, where I'm leaning Notre Dame going into Miami and getting it done, is Mr. Freeman.
Coach.
Mr. Freeman, Coach Freeman, knows how to win big games. He's done it time and time and time again. I think he'll have these boys ready to play. I know they're coming back. Miami has some players coming back, mostly on the defensive side, some D linemen back, some corners back. But, I mean, we're talking about the team national championship last year, right?
Yeah.
They lost in the national championship last year.
Ohio State. Yes, they did.
Ohio State. So this is not going to be anything new for them. I like Notre Dame here. I like the short line. I'm laying the points. I think it's telling that they're favored, especially against a good Miami team down there in Miami. But give me Notre Dame -2.5.
Yeah. See, I'm with that. I'm with that for sure. I think is what you said, but I want to kind of give a key. I think it might be some weather down there going into the weekend, and not only are they the only ones going to be playing on the football field, but it might be a game before them. I think it's Florida A&M versus another MEAC team that's heading down to South Florida to play on that same field. So it could get a little messy, could get a little sloppy, and us being football players and knowing what that means. What does that mean, Nate? When it's sloppy in the rain, we're going to run the ball.
We're going to run the ball.
And when we got a stout O-line and one of the best offensive running backs in college football behind you, I think it's important to just hand him the ball and let him go to work. That kid is talented, and I think they'll be able to kind of keep this game once again in the trenches. Now, I think the game is a little tight because of Carson Beck being a quarterback for Miami, who's well experienced in the SEC, transfer out of Georgia. Well, I mean, I think he's been consistent, over 7,000 yards in his career.
What's this year 10?
He got hurt. He's led his team, say again, is this year 10?
Yeah. Year 10 for this guy.
Year 10 is crazy. I mean, he's experienced. He's got the SEC experience. So him seeing defenses is not going to be nothing tricky. But I do think Notre Dame is a little bit dynamic defensively. Kind of gives you a lot of different looks. I think they'll be led by the run game and their defense. And I think it's going to be a little bit too much trouble for Miami here, especially if weather walks in. Two new quarterbacks are on both teams. You got a young kid, CJ Carr, that's going to be there for Notre Dame. So we're going to see what he has all about. But Freeman must have a lot of faith in him to name him the starter. But I just think Miami's right now in a rebuild for their defense, and that's going to be tough for them to kind of stop that run game. So I like Notre Dame on a short line. You can definitely I like the 2.5 for sure.
Yeah, I meant to mention back earlier. I forgot he was on Miami when I was going through my take, but also, I just you got to prove it to me.
Mm-hmm.
For back.
What's the team total for Notre Dame too?
Let's take a look.
Because I think that defense for Miami, since they're in rebuild a little bit for our defense, I think Notre Dame
25 and a half.
Points. Yeah, so 4 scores. I like that. I like that over. I do like that over here too. So I might have Notre Dame and the over. I think they get to 28 points for sure.
Yeah, no, I do like the pick, and then I was thinking about weather because once you get down in Florida, it always gets tricky down in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
So I was definitely thinking about the weather as well. So make
but
sure.
But the key is that it's another game on that same field during the weather, the game before, the night before. So that's
so crazy.
That's a little crazy.
Yeah, I've never heard of nothing like that. Yeah. I'd be mad as hell.
Yeah, it's a classic game. I can't think of what it is. Miami and Florida A&M, and I just can't think of what else it is.
That's so wild. Yeah, but give me. Yeah, I'm with you all the way. Give me Notre Dame -2.5. Wouldn't surprise me if it gets to 3. Like I said, this is early. These are considered early lines, but you'll see these shift as we get closer to game day for sure.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "You knew where I was going." I know, right? We've been on the Colorado Georgia Tech game. We were on the Clemson game, not a Notre Dame game, and I got one more until we get out of here, and this is going to be pure. Actually, no. Well, I still got the, our little. I'm going to put a parlay together, but this last game is purely on one person, and that is the head coach. And it's the only reason why I'm betting this one. And we're going to roll the dice on this one. Not a huge take. No kind of, how we say, information in terms of, I got inside or edge somewhere. But we are going UNC versus TCU. Give me the GOAT, man. Just because he is. Opening season down in UNC. Give me Belichick. Give me the points. I'll take the chance that Belichick is going to have his team disciplined and ready to play TCU. If I can find the fucking game, right? I've been scrolling.
Is that a Saturday?
Here it is. Yeah, it's a Monday game against TCU. Now, nobody knows what UNC is going to look like, and I think that's an advantage because TCU has tape of what they do. Don't nobody know what Belichick's going to do when UNC. Don't nobody have any tape about what they're going to play and how they're going to play and what they're going to look like. And they have one of the bigger overhauls because of the portal with them as well, right? They're only returning 6 starters, only returning 2 corners, a receiver, and some offensive line up front. But for the most part, UNC is going to look really different to what we're used to seeing. So with that being said, I like the line here. I like the 3.5. Give me Mr. Belichick, whatever his lovely young girlfriend is.
Plus the 3.5?
Plus the 3.5, bro. Wouldn't even mind the money line. Wouldn't surprise me if Bill and those boys win. He didn't come there to lose. And the horn, I'm not sure what the Horned Frogs are.
I also like the under here too. I think Bill's going to kind of control the game a little bit.
That makes sense.
Not, defensive minded. I think it's not going to be the old North Carolina that we're used to, trying to score, throw a lot of points, and get up and down.
That's why I said it's going to be completely
Mac Brown,
different.
I think it's going to be a little bit different. Yeah, I think they'll slow it down. I like under 56.5 for sure. And even if you want to put in a teaser somewhere to get it up to like 66 is good. Is a good move too. I don't see a lot of points here. You can look at TCU. I want to say, was it week 1 last year? Was it when they played Colorado? What was that score? Was that a high scoring score?
I felt like that would have to be. No, but they lost.
They lost, yeah, but I don't know if they scored
lost.
or
They
not.
lost.
Yep.
It was like wasn't that the overtime one when they opened up? It was like 44-42 or something crazy.
Oh, okay. Was it that high?
I think so. I think they went to overtime.
Gotcha.
If I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So, you know, I
like, but you know what? I do like North Carolina's team total wins over. I did look at that earlier, but I just didn't feel like waiting a whole season to make the play. I can't remember what it was, but I did like it, and I kind of left it alone. But yeah, man, I got one more play as a teaser. Obviously, you know I'm teaser B, man. You know how we do.
yes, sir.
Got a 4-teamer here. You can make it a 3-team and miss a match. If you want 10 points or 13 points, it's up to you. How you want to do it? You're going to pay a little bit of juice, but we're going to go to Bama at Florida State. We're going to bring Bama from 13.5 down to a pick. I like Bama here, man. I think defensively they get it right. They get it together. Second year coach now, kind of get his team built a little bit. Build the culture there at Bama. Going to Florida State, who I think is a lost soul. I don't think they're going to get it right. I think they're going to have to revamp that Florida State team. I like them to win this game, so you get them from 13.5 to a pick.
When is that game?
Bama is Saturday game, I want to say. I didn't write the time on it.
All right, keep going. I'll find it. Sitting
Then
here.
we're going to go Virginia Tech at South Carolina. It's a lot of money coming on, I think, on Virginia Tech with the points of 7.5. I'm a big fan of Sellers coming in this year. I think he's like a Heisman Trophy hidden gem.
He should be.
We spoke about this a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, that line is trailing down for his Heisman Trophy because of so much money coming in on it. But at the same time, I think the books are praying it doesn't happen because that's where they're going to get hurt. But I like Sellers here. It's going to be Sellers versus the young fella out there in Virginia Tech, Downs, I believe. Strong quarterback, but I just think South Carolina has a lot of ability to hold it down here. We're going to bring them to plus 5.5. So they're going to be able to win and plus that 3 just in case the game is close. I don't think Virginia Tech, if they do win, they'll win by a margin. So I think it'll be a close game. South Carolina will be able to keep it close if they were to lose. So let's get that down to plus 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
Going to go to Q's at Tennessee. They're going down south, Syracuse. New quarterback leading the charge for Syracuse.
No McCord.
And no McCord and shit. No more McCord in Philadelphia either, huh?
Yeah, right.
He was cut a couple of days ago. And we're going to take Tennessee down to 1. I just think it's just a big moment for Syracuse. Big atmosphere. First game going down there in Tennessee. It's a huge stadium. I think Tennessee's going to kind of keep that momentum going that they've been over the past at least 3 to 4 years. Give me Tennessee here. Bring them a 14 down to -1. And then the last game, we're going to go take it back to Texas game. And we're going to take Texas up to 15.5 against Ohio State. And we already talked about that game. So it's 4 games, Texas plus 15.5. It'll be Tennessee -1. It'll be South Carolina plus 5.5. And it'll be Bama plus 13 at a pick.
So looks like they're only letting you do this
6 points. Yeah, you got to search for your books.
Yeah,
some reports, if you do a 4-team teaser, usually it's like 13 points. Some may not offer it. Some usually definitely get 13.
13. Yeah, there's a 13. Yep.
Yeah.
So, like you said, Bama at a pick. Well, at -1, really. South Carolina at plus 5.5. Tennessee at -1, and then Texas do the key number 14 at 14.5.
Mm-hmm.
And that is -140 on that one.
Yeah. You're gonna pay juice. So usually it's 10 cents a team. 3-team teaser is going to be 10 cents a team, so it'll be -130. Then a 2-team teaser obviously is 10 cents, going to be -120. And usually your rates are -110. So you get 10 cents a charge. But if you feel confident, you pay the juice, you go ahead and do it, smack it. I'm a teaser king, so I usually do it. At least 2 teasers a week.
Yeah.
People don't like them, not really the gamblers, thing. They call them,
they call them sucker bets.
Sucker bets, right? So, but I just like them. I enjoy them.
Yeah.
And I profit off of them.
Stick to it. All right. Let's run it out.
Let's run a parlay. Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's do the parlay. I think you're going to like this one.
I might do one right now.
I feel like I'm like just scrolling, right? Like you're on your phone. All right. So first we're going to Georgia Tech. We're going to do money line. It's going to be a 3-team money line parlay. We're going to do Georgia Tech. Next, we're going to keep going down to the late game or later games is a better way to say it. And we're going to do Clemson, right? We got Georgia Tech and Clemson.
I like those two. Yep.
And then we're going to finish them off, bro.
You doing money line for Georgia Tech?
Yep, money line for Georgia Tech. And we're going to do Notre Dame. So Georgia Tech, Notre Dame, Clemson, 3-leg money line parlay. And that is, I think it's like 4-1 or 5-1. So it's 3-1, right? Plus 298. I don't like going over 3. But if you want some more action, because you want a little bit more bets here, because it's a Monday game, we're going to take that money line on UNC to win that game outright. And I'm going to tell you why. Actually, no. I want to do the points. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to do the points versus the money line. One, it protects my parlay because it's my last leg, plus 3.5, and it gives me an opportunity to hedge this bet. It's about 6.5 to 1. So say I do 100, right? So it's 100 to win 745 plus my initial investment of the 100. So that means I get a payout of 745. If I get to this point and it's just UNC left, there's a way to middle the bet. And you want to know what middling the bet is, I have a video on that. I'll drop a link in the comments to let you guys know and how to middle a bet where you can never lose a bet. You just got to find it throughout the week. But if I get to this bet, I can middle the bet and take the money line on TCU to win the game. Probably do, I want to say, closer to 200 to guarantee myself. So it'll be 320, 324 to win 200. And then I have 100 to win 7 something. So I could go a little bit more, probably like 350 to guarantee myself maybe $250, $300 by middle of the bet. But here's the thing. If you middle the bet for this game, if you get to this point, you can you need to hope that this game is close and you win both sides of the bet. That's always an option. Right? You're rooting for North Carolina because that's where the value is to win the game outright. But you guarantee yourself at least $250, $300. But if you decide to middle the bet and do money line, you're just hoping that it stays close and it's a tight game and you win actually both sides of the bet, and that way you come out with $1,000 from an original investment of $100.
Makes sense. But
if you get a little bit greedy, you like UNC, you like all the bets that we played and taught today. I think this bet was like 10 to 1. 840 to 1.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. 840 to 1. And that's UNC to win outright, Notre Dame, Clemson, and Georgia Tech, all money line bets. Pick your poison how you want to play it.
Pick your poison.
Pick your poison. Pick your poison how you want to play it. Because you're gonna get sooner or later. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to pick a play you want because you're gonna be stuck watching the screen. So, but I think we kept it light enough, and I think we're really at where we should be for week 1. Even if this was week 2, week 5, week 7, I'm not betting really more than I've already have in terms of
for sure
where I'm at. Like, we don't need to bet 7, 8, 9 games. Even 5 is kind of little bit heavy when you think about it. But I just think there's so much value in some of these plays. I think there's value with the games we talked about, the Colorado game. I might take Boise State off now that I think about it and have my Colorado, my Penn State, my Clemson, Notre Dame, and UNC bets. Because Boise was a little bit of a reach. I like to get early action in, so I know that I have some money to play with come for the later games the next day. Or I tailor my bets and cut back because the early action didn't go my way. Kind of set myself up for that. So, but yeah, no, I think we got some strong bets here, bro.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah, I like them too. I like them a lot too. So those are our bets for college football week 1 picks and predictions. I'm Moss Money. That's Be Humble. We'll see you guys next week where we're doing it all. NFL, college football. Man, season is here. Let the games begin.
We back.
See y'all later. Have a good night, everybody.